And joining us now is Scott Appleby, Marilyn Keough Dean of the Keough School of Global Affairs, a world-renowned scholar of global religion. Dean Appleby is a fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and of the American Academy of Political and Social Sciences, the author of 15 books and the recipient of 4 honorary doctorates. Dean Appleby, welcome back to Notre Dame Day.
Thank you, Leanne.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So how do you balance your responsibilities as dean with your own research projects and pursuits?
No, I have a lot of privileges as dean in terms of interacting with all kinds of different people and groups. And I'll give you one example, and some of these events feed right into my research. So we've had an extraordinary experience over the last 2 years. I and 2 other faculty members from Notre Dame have represented Notre Dame at a series of meetings at the Vatican to examine with religious leaders of the world some of the goals for sustainable development. So everything from reducing poverty to climate change to human trafficking, a variety of issues that the world wants to work on to improve conditions for people all over the world. And because I study religion and its role in global affairs, this particular set of really a dozen meetings, 2-day intensive meetings, includes in every meeting world religious leaders from many religious traditions around the world discussing with experts questions like corruption, climate change, poverty, different topic every meeting. It's been absolutely rich, and it's like taking a course. We're writing a book about this experience, all the participants. I'm writing a chapter, and it also feeds right into what I do in my research on religion. So being a dean has its advantages.
Yeah, that's incredible, all the way in the Vatican.
Yes.
It's very neat. So when you were here last year, you talked about the first ever cohort of students in Keough's Master of Global Affairs program. This year, that cohort will become the first graduates of the Keough Global Affairs program. How does it feel to get to this point?
You know, it feels great, and it also feels like a relief, frankly. These young people in our master's program have been terrific. They have not been guinea pigs, they haven't been pioneers, but they've been co-creators of the program because they're the first class to go through this new curriculum with different concentrations in peace and conflict studies and sustainable development, in global affairs with particular emphases around diplomacy, economic development, and so on. And you know, we're not exactly making it up as we go along. We kind of knew what we were doing when we came in. And we have hit them with a lot of different opportunities, and they've fought the exhaustion that comes with responding to all that, and they've helped us winnow and refine and revise and make the program even greater. They're also getting placed in pretty good jobs. We're really excited about that. We have people going to Catholic Relief Services, to Oxfam. Some have taken the diplomacy exam. Some are going in to get their PhDs. There's a really exciting variety of career paths, and we're also learning about that, how best to prepare these students for important jobs where they can leverage their education and be forces for good in the world, as we say here.
Yeah, so it sounds like this program, you've really watched it evolve just over 2 years.
Yes, absolutely, and there have been a lot of changes, and they're all, I think, pretty good. One thing is we opened about a year ago today almost, to the day, we opened an office in Washington, D.C. because the Keough School, among other things, focuses on public policy. If Notre Dame and the Keough School really want to affect the world, to bring Notre Dame's message and values to the world and change things, you have to be involved in policy. And we have some very fine scholars on this campus who've worked for a while in that area. But now we have to build that expertise among these master students. So one of the new developments is they go to our offices in DC, they interact with policymakers, with other students, with a host of NGOs, a host of businesses. It's been a fantastic addition to their experience and to the curriculum.
Now, Dean Appleby, I understand there's a supplementary major available to undergraduates in the Keough School. What additional opportunities are in the works for undergrads in the Keough School?
Well, I have to say, first of all, how excited I am about this undergraduate major. I'm teaching the first gateway course this semester, 40 terrific, brilliant undergrads from a diverse background. About 10 of them come from first generation other countries around the world, and many of them are second or third generation American students. And of course, like all our undergrads, they're as bright as they can be. They are really committed to changing the world, and they're learning so much. So it's a joy to teach them. They will have, at the Keough School, a supplementary major, which means they may take a major in a particular discipline, history, political science, biology, finance, whatever it may be, and then globalize their education through a series of courses and immersion experiences in non-English speaking settings, and more intensive language training. We're also providing, what's coming is we're providing minors within that major, that is concentrations. So if they're interested in Asia, the economy in Asia, foreign relations, Ireland, Europe, maybe they're interested in the role of religion, my area of specialization. They will be able to go a little bit deeper into one area while getting a broad education in global affairs.
Very interesting. Dean Appleby, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Leanne.
And giving us a glimpse into the Keough School.